Hello, everyone. Let's see if I can get this spotlight to work and get this pulled up on my other end here on Facebook or on my iPad. Of course, the spotlight version is, or the spotlight view is not wanting to show up for me. So I will, in the meantime, while I wait for the iPad, check for making sure we're live on my phone. Shut the volume off. How is everybody? Okay, it looks like it is live. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lena. How are you guys? Just turn the volume down here and then at least I can see your comments in one spot. I apologize. The spotlight isn't working. It's not letting me pin. Here we go. We'll try this. There. So at least this is pinned for now. Hello. Hi, Ramona. How are you? I have some new product to share with you guys today. Do you mind opening this for me? I can't get, nothing wants to work right now. We've got screen's not wanting to work. And hi, Audrey, I'm glad you found us. I just saw your message pop up as I was pulling the live up on my phone to make sure that it was working because I couldn't get the iPad to open. So we're good now. So I'm going to share some new product with you guys. I'll share that first. And then I have my swap card, this one here, that I'm going to show you guys how to make. So I swapped this one last weekend at our onstage event that we held here in Winnipeg. And I know that some of you wanted to know how to do this, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I also have another card with the same flap that I did slightly differently that I'll also show you. So I'm just going to grab that. Should be right in here. Let's see if it's actually in this bucket. If it's not, I may just have to run and grab it. And I actually have Linda's samples here too, so I can show you guys where my inspiration came from. So the other one that I did is not actually in this bucket like I thought. So I will this one open?
It needs to charge.
Let me, okay, so hang tight. I'll go grab it. Okay, sorry about that. I had left them in the other room. So I'll show you guys this one too, once we get into the card so that you can see the difference between the two. And the inking for this card actually came from, I was an inspiration of Linda's as well. So I will tell you guys all about that when we get into the card. So if you want to see the how-to for those, stick around. I'll do that after. But first, I will show you guys some new product. So who wants to see the new product that will be coming out in January? Just let me know. I'm going to invite Ryan in here because this is the way that I know how to get this to Spotlight. I will eventually get another app so that I can just switch myself. I've been working with Rachel on our class to go, and I know she uses Switcher, so I might give that a try. So I'm just inviting him in. And then once there's a third person in here, then I can spotlight a screen. So I'm just going to go back to the gallery. Oh, don't turn your cameras on, Ryan. And there we go. So let me know if you guys see this view here. It should switch on my end in a second. Hi, Tammy. It looks good on my end that I see the camera view. So it should, or I mean the table view. So that should be what you guys see as well. So just confirm for me that that is what you guys see, because I know one of the other times that was what I saw, but it was not what you guys saw. So let me know how it looks for you guys. All right, so I have lots of new product here. So I just have it on a sliding stool beside me. Thanks, Lena. So you are ready to see some new product. If you're a demonstrator, did you order new product after the onstage event? If we took place in or took part in onstage, we were able to order the new product for a few days. We no longer can. That closed on the 14th, the first day of the seasonal sale. And so we had 1 day of overlap. So that was really nice. And now it is no longer available until December 5th. So if you missed out and you're a demonstrator, you can, again, on December 5th, take part. So I think I'll show you guys this one first. And let me know, hey, David, you're still on vacation, aren't you? And let me know if you want to see everything that I have in this box or if you just want to see some of it. And I will take that into consideration. So I'm going to find, this is a true unboxing. I have not even looked at this stuff myself. So I'm going to open the dies so that you guys can see the dies that go with this. Here we go. Those are super cute. So you get this one will cut the large balloon. Looks like this one here will cut this balloon. And then perhaps there is no die for this one. But when I saw this one, I thought that this would make really cute wings for the bumblebee. So that was where, yes, please to everything. Awesome. Hi, Jen. Hi, Kim. So this one I think would be really cute paired with that. So we'll have to try that. You could even then layer this behind it, but I'd love to see what people come up with this one. And then let's look at the DSP. I left my snips in the other room. I have helpers here, so I'll have to go and grab my supplies. They're using the trucking along bundle right now for me. And I will use it as well. So I'll have to go snag that from them in a little bit, but they've got some time. So we've got this paper. I accidentally pulled 2 of those out. So we'll just slip that over with these cute stripes on the back. And then, oh, it looks like it's maybe like the, garden something in the holiday catalog where you actually get 6 of. I love these polka dots. And the clouds are fun too. How about you guys? I love stripes and polka dots. There's this side here. And that's hard to see. I'll bring that a little closer. Stripes there. Stripes and polka dot and plaid. I love them all. There's this pattern here. This one would be cute for Easter. There is some Easter stuff in the new catalog. This one also, I think, would be super cute for Easter. And then scallops on the back. Oh, and this one's my favorite. Like diagonal stripes, I love even more than stripes. So there's that one there. This is my favorite in the whole pack. And I think that's it for that pack. So we will move that aside. Do any of you guys like this hot air balloon bundle? Let me know your thoughts. And I will move on to hot air balloon. I almost always, so Lena, you expedited yours too. And we'll check on that other package. Yeah, they're super fun for spring. So let me know what you guys think of this one. I will set this aside and move on to bundle number 2 or product number 2. So this one is the ice cream swirl. We got to see this one demoed on-stage. They made some really cute samples with this one. I had a friend here yesterday, I think it was, and we were saying, this looks like hair. So, those, I think they're troll dolls of some kind, but there's some toy that is on the market these days. I'm not super familiar with all the toys that are out there, but this looks like some character's hair to me. If you guys can help me out. Hi, Melissa. Let me know what character that is. I feel like it's blue, this doll. I feel like I've seen some blue doll that has hair like that. And check out this really fun folding ice cream cone. So you can put the texture on one side, cut it with the fold, and you have a fun fold card, or even tags, or like tags for gift bags. I think that's super adorable. And you could even use this for hair. There's totally going to be other things made with this besides just ice cream cones. Ice cream will order in December. Yeah, it's so hard to decide what to narrow our pre-orders down to, isn't it? I do too. I haven't gotten rid of it. And then I'm sure now it'll be a hard sell if we sell our retired ones, because we have this new one out and everyone will want it. But that is ice cream swirl. That DSP that we just looked at would be super fun with this, I think, too. So it's a versatile DSP, I think. Now I am going to just keep this one here for a second because I have a feeling that these other new dies may coordinate with that font. I'm not exactly sure, but let's see. We know Stampin' Up! Is really good at coordinating their products, even from one suite to another or one bundle to another. And I kind of feel like this font here somewhat goes with this one. So we have a new set of alphabet dies. They are called mini alphabet dies. And I love that you get multiples of your vowels. So, or like commonly used letters as well. So that's awesome. Hi, Sandy. How are you? All right, so that is the mini alphabet dies. Are you guys like me? Do you have to get whatever alphabet dies we release? I always have to get the alphabet dies. They're fun for personalizing cards, but of course for scrapbooking. So that's that bundle. Now, oh, I missed these. I don't remember what product that went with. The hot air balloon. I should have pulled that out. I'll bring that paper back. I won't go through it all, but you can see there, we've got this nice twine and it's nice and thin. I love when the twine is not too thick. So this twine is nice and thin. And then we've got these super fun dots. They are called the rainbow adhesive back dots. And then Baker's Twine 3-color pack. So those will be really fun to do hot air balloon stuff, Easter stuff, spring stuff. Another item to your list, no kidding. That's usually what happens. The things that I don't think I like or need, somebody does something really cool and then we need to have it. So we all got, if we qualified for Onstage, whether you joined as a demonstrator during October, from October 3rd on, or whether you paid to go to Onstage, they gave us all a free stamp set, and it was this one here. So if you went and you haven't yet gone in and placed a demonstrator order since Onstage, you will still get your free stamp set up until December 1st. So if you have missed out on it so far, it is still there. It wasn't just part of the product purchase premiere. You can still get this free set. So there's lots of cute samples in the catalog with this one as well. I know there's going to be, this one will be popular. I think it will be anyways. All the plant lovers. And then on that note, this one here is from Celebration. I love this one. I like watermelon projects. I think that they're fun and bright. So there's that one there. And then who loves lavender? Just watch the comments. I'll try to watch the comments here. I am going to pull out as much as what I can remember off the top of my head from the lavender suite. So we have painted lavender dies. There is a perennial postage. I believe this is from the same suite, the perennial postage bundle, which has these really pretty greetings. I love the mix of those two fonts, the nice simple text with a little bit of scriptiness in there. And then there are 2 sets of dies. So I will open those up, but first I'll show you guys these gems. They're faceted gems. I think the colors in these are really pretty. We'll take these out so you can see them. And they're called Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. So they remind me of the blue ones that we had, but I feel like these are maybe a little bit smaller. So there's 3 shades of purple in there. Try to bring that closer so you can see those. These are very pretty. I feel like these are going to be a hot ticket item. You're going to want to be ready to purchase these when the catalog goes live. And I'll show you the paper. I'm always a sucker for DSP. I should be using my snips for this, but they're not handy at the moment. So you did not see me do that with my ribbon scissors. All right, so we have this pattern here. I love this one. This one is one of those ones that if you cut it into 4x6 panels or 4x5.5, that makes a really nice card front all in itself. I love this neutral pattern. That's really pretty. I didn't look at these before I purchased the suite. I just purchased the suite, so I'm really happy with these. And then purple on the back, very similar to this pattern, but a little different. They look a little more bold on screen, I feel like, than they do in real life. In real life, they're a little bit softer. I love this one. This color palette is so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ooh, and there's this one. With this on the back. Oh, I love plaid. What do you guys think of this pack so far? This paper is gorgeous. It is like even so much prettier in person than what it looks like on screen too. So one more to go. Every piece of this pack is so pretty, both sides. Normally there's at least like one side that you may be like, oh my goodness, I don't even know that I can pick a favorite. This paper is very pretty. Okay, so that's the paper. Now let's show you guys the dies. So Painted Lavender has all of these pretty floral images, and we will look at the dies that go with. I should have at least taken these out of the package or the plastic, but like I said, it's a real unboxing. I have not had a chance to look at any of it yet. Those are amazing. Look at all those layering sizes of postage stamps. This is going to be a really fun suite to work with. Yeah, me too, Tammy. It is gorgeous. That paper is going to be very popular, I have no doubt. And then this is the Painted Lavender. So we've got some nice, I always love dies like this one here, like a fine silhouette die. I think they're so pretty. And then we've got the little stems of lavender as well. There is the little one here. I'll move these off the stamp set so you can see. We've got this little one to go with these butterflies, and then we have these little ones to go with those flowers. This is going to be a very fun set to work with. And I feel like you can choose to go as busy as you want, like as detailed with all of these little dies, or you could go fairly simple and get a really pretty result. This is going to be, I'm definitely going to have to do, like a retreat or something like that with this one. I'll probably use this for Stamp Club, like maybe January, February or something like that, but so pretty. What do you guys think of it as being a Stamp Club? Hi, Colette. A Stamp Club product. When we do a suite, we often disperse it among 2 months. So when there's 2 bundles, we'll usually use one bundle 1 month and one bundle the next month. All right, so there is another suite. I can't remember what it's called. I did not get the whole suite, but I did pick the Notes of Nature and the Notes of Nature dies. And there is some DSP. I believe that I got that in my order. And you know what? I might have missed the embellishments that went with it. I thought that I ordered them, but I don't see it here. So it has DSP. Paulette, you're going to love this DSP. Every time we have DSP like this, I think of you, Paulette, the foil paper packs. For the longest time, whenever we had some in our online sale, it was often, sorry for the plastic sound there, it was often in your in search of list. So I always think of you when we have foil paper. So this one you can see there that has a foil detail and then a nice neutral on the back. Oh my goodness, this one is very pretty. I'll bring that closer, try not to make you dizzy, but it has this really nice floral print. And then let's see what's on the back. Okay, so I totally love this side. This would be my go-to side. I don't feel sad about letting the back and not get used on this one, though someone will make something really pretty with it. And this one here, I actually prefer the neutral. So this is an example of one of those packs where there's one side I like and one that's I don't mind having be hidden, but this one is my favorite between these two. I don't mind this one, but for sure, this is my favorite. How about you guys? Yeah, for sure. A 50th anniversary, that would be beautiful. This one's really pretty as well. It's got that really detailed leaf pattern. I love that. And I do really love this side as well. There's always got to be one in the pack where I love both sides. This one is also very pretty. And from my quick peek at the other side while I was lifting this up, the other side, I'm totally fine to just use this one. I have a thing with not loving seed pods. I don't know why, but that is partly why I'm not in love with some of those patterns. This one's really pretty. There is some words. It says, the cause of the former is said to be owing to the young true beauty, too large a crop at first. It's really long, but anyway, there is actual words on there. And then there's this grid pattern on the back. So that is the DSP. There is some embellishments that go with it. I believe that there's ribbon as well. I thought I had the embellishments, but I don't see them in there. So hopefully and I don't think I added them to my second order either. So I think I just didn't get them at all then. All right. Then this is the stamp set. It's got some of these really nice texture stamps. It reminds me of every time we get a stamp set like this, I think of Gorgeous Grunge. That was the one that everybody, probably one of the first in my time as a demonstrator anyway, grungy background stamps. And so that's the one I think of whenever we have a stamp set like that. Then we've got the Notes of Nature dies. That's cool. And I love these two little stems, like leaf stems. Those will be a good accent. So Rachel, if you guys are not familiar, Rachel Tessman is the demonstrator in the US that I partnered with to do the textured floral class to go. She did a class to go in the spring with her $1 million stamp set, which was layering leaves. And she designed that to coordinate with the leaf bow punch. And she designed it so that we could keep that punch, because she said that you can always use a leaf on a project. Like, everybody needs a good leaf. And so this would be really nice for that purpose as well. But do get her stamp set and punch. They are amazing. She's done some really beautiful stuff. Her tutorial is still available, not the card kit, of course, but you can still get her tutorial, and those cards are so pretty. She's done some really neat things with that bundle. Okay, so we're going to move that out of the way. Some of the stuff in here is for my crop, so we don't need to look at that. Let's move that out of the way. Oh, and I missed something from the perennial lavender suite. We have these, they're called paper butterfly accents. Those are really pretty as well. So I have a feeling these are going to be super popular. There is 40 of them, so there's 5 per sheet. So that tells you how many you get in there. These are awesome. And who has critters in their house, like cats and dogs, not mice? Let me know if you're a dog lover. If you are, yeah, me too, Paulette. They're so pretty. If you are a dog lover, look at this background stamp. I saw a sample in the catalog where they actually cut out some of these larger guys and just use 3 of them on a card, and then they use the alphabet dies. It's so cute. So very cute. Love this one. You know that if there was a dog stamp set, I had to get it. Yeah, Lena, it's adorable. Did you add that one to your order? I'm so glad that that was part of the pre-order too. Okay, so Softly Sophisticated is a celebration item. And this one coordinates with this embossing folder. So, with the dog ones, Andy, it's so cute. You might have to get that one. So Softly Sophisticated coordinates with this embossing folder. It is a level 2 celebration, so you have to spend $120 to get this set for free. And I just want to take this out of the package so you can see that a little bit better. So it has this neat pattern that is like stitched lines on there. So I think that makes actually a neat masculine pattern. And then these greetings here, again, these are really pretty greetings. So that is a level 2 celebration. Then we have trusty tools. And so this is in the catalog, stamps and dies, and then a celebration item to coordinate is the matching DSP. I feel like this is also going to be super popular. So I'm just going to pull out the rest of my celebration items. That's all that I have so far for new product. And some of you may have seen on my page that I was selected to be on the 2024 Artisan Design Team. And fairly soon, we will receive our first box of product. So I'm excited to see what will be in there for new product and what else I'll get to design with. So that will be super fun. And hopefully it's some different things than what I have in my pre-order. So I did say I'd show you guys the dies first. So let's look at those. And then I'll open the DSP. And I'm positive that these dies will match these images and die cut them. I love when you can use your dies to cut out images from the DSP. I just designed with Marius trees for the Christmas card club that I'm doing with Hattie Nelson from the US. And in 2 weeks, our club is featuring Marius trees. And we are coordinating that with the Walk in the Park DSP because you can die cut the trees in the DSP with the dies from the bundle. So we've already designed our projects. We can still take registration. So if there is something that, or if you're interested in joining Christmas Card Club, you can still do that. I will be placing an order later tonight to expedite the bundles for anybody who needs that. And you can still join in. So let me know. I will talk more about that in between this and the card, but just to let you know, it's still possible to join in. Oh, thank you, Sandy. That's so nice. All right, so this is amazing. This has all of these tools and then your little pegboard to store the tools. They showed some amazing samples with this at OnStage. Virtual samples, of course, but they did some walkthroughs with this, and it was just crazy what people come up with. All right, so I'm going to use these, though I don't normally, but they do slice really nice. Okay. So let's see what we have for DSP here. This one's super fun. I love it just by itself, or like I said, die cut those pieces out with all of these. It looks like there may even be almost all of the tools or all of the tools. Not completely. Some of these look smaller than what this is, but I'll have to see. Once I know for sure, I will let you guys know. So that is side number 1. And then this nice grid, try not to make you dizzy, on side number 2. Oh, sorry. Sometimes the paper has a strong smell. There we go. That is, it's hard to tell with it being so busy. That's screwdrivers. Sorry, it's probably making you guys dizzy. And then just a nice neutral on the back. Now let's see. That's fun. Hammers. Try not to make you dizzy. And then this fun, it's like I don't remember what you call this, but like the screws, the tops of the screws. There's probably a technical name for that. If you know what it is, I'm not offended if you share. And then we've got some fun stripes. This will be super fun for masculine stuff, whether it's little boys or men, or a woman in your life that likes to construct things besides paper projects. Hexagon screws. Thank you. And then there's this other one with these fun tools on it. And perhaps the dies, they might actually go with these ones that look a little bit smaller. And then this nice solid in the back. So that is this is called Trusty Toolbox DSP. So Trusty Toolbox from Celebration. goes with trusty tools from the spring catalog, or the January to April, I think it is. So that is the end of my new product. And I will share cards. You guys want to see the swap card? You want to watch me make that card? Let me know if you're going to stick around to see me create that card. I will give you guys just a second to comment on that. I was telling those of you who have been here since the beginning, I was saying that I'll have to disappear for a moment to grab the stamp set. I have helpers here tonight and they are using it for me at the moment. Well, they were using it. So I'm just going to go and snag the trucking along bundle from them so that I can show you guys how I made this card. So I will show you guys how I stamped this, how I created the background. Linda is, if she's still here, she knows exactly how to do this because she sent me a card in the mail. It had a different fold. It had a fun fold. I'm not too sure where that card is at the moment. I think I have it with some samples that she has sent me, but she sends me lots of cards and I use a lot of them as inspiration for my projects. So she had sent me a card with a layer similar to this on it. And so I use that with this fun flap fold, sorry, that she had sent me as well on these two cards. So she sent me these and I loved the fold. So I wanted to use it to create my swap. So this one, and then I also used it to create this card that I used in my class that I ran on Saturday night after On Stage with Sandy Carlson. So I did this card here and this one here. And she did two with Sending Cheer. So that is the fold that I want to show you guys tonight. I know some of you want to replicate it and you are not with us on Saturday. So I'll show you guys how to do that. I'll show you the two different versions of mine. And I'll be right back with that trucking along bundle. So let me know in the comments what you think of that fold. And you have another class. No worries. Thanks for sticking around, Melissa. Thanks for staying, Kim and Sandy and Lena. I was going to say, if you would like to share, please do. And if you come back and comment that you shared, I will do a draw to give away one of these. So everybody that participated in the swap, they got one. And I will give another one away. You love the dog background. I actually, so when this box arrived, I was thinking that the dog background might actually be cute to do this fold, but instead of using DSP here, stamp the dog background on there and then fussy cut one to feature here. So that might be something I'll have to try. Let me know if you guys think that that would be okay to do. Hi, Darcy. How are you? It's nice to see you here. I'll be right back with that trucking along stamp set. So let me know while I'm gone what you guys think about the dog stamp and creating this fold with it. Not tonight, but another time. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Just had to let them use the supplies while I have help. And now we can make this card. Right. So let's check to see what the verdict was about the dog. Hi, Cindy. I'll catch you later, Tammy. All right. Okay, so I was going to share with you guys really quick. I told you I share a sneak peek in between the new product and my card so that you will know what events are coming up. So this is the sneak peek of our Christmas card club featuring the Merriest Trees bundle. So these two here are two that I've designed, and then these two here are Hattie's cards. So it is $50 to participate in Christmas card club. That's in Canada. And you can participate from anywhere across the country. So for $50, you will get the DSP, you will get the spool of linen thread, you get the gems that we're using, which is the snowflake gems, and then you get the kit to make 4 cards. If you want to purchase the bundle, if you don't have it and you want to make the cards, then you can add on the bundle. If you already have it, then you can just subscribe for the $50 and you'll get everything you need to make the cards, as well as a tutorial. And then you can join me on Zoom on November 29th. The Zoom will be aired to a Facebook page, so it is there afterwards. So if you can't actually join us on the 29th, you can always go catch the replay and use your tutorial if you want to as well. So that is Christmas Card Club. And we also have a seasonal sale that is ending tonight. So until the end of tonight, paper is 20% off. Ink is 15% off. So that includes markers, blends, inks, refills. There are some that are sold out, but there's still lots to choose from. And we have 10% off ribbons and trim. So these are annual catalog products. So you'll want to just, if you go online on my site, you can see which ones. You can just go to the sale and see what is available. If you want to receive a free gift as a thank you from me to you, you can shop and use this host code. If you go to my Facebook page, it's all linked there as well from yesterday. So that is the seasonal sale. All right, let's get started with this card. So I have a dauber, and I grabbed the wrong ink. I grabbed Misty Moonlight instead of Balmy Blue. So I've got Balmy Blue and Cajun Craze as my inks, and Memento. And then I also need, which I will need to run back to the other room and snag the Mossy Meadow from them, but I'll stamp first with this other stuff so that you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so we'll move these ones aside and I'll show you what products I have for this card. So I have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 Night of Navy. I have a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 Misty Moonlight. I pre-embossed this one with the, oh gosh, Snowfall Sky, I think it's called, embossing folder. And you could do, this could be smaller if you wanted it to be. You don't have to do this size. I just liked having a thin reveal of navy, but this can definitely be smaller. And then I have a piece of Mossy Meadow. This one is going to go underneath. Oh, sorry, I'm having a hard time picking that up. It is going to go underneath my DSP. It's probably hard to see it there, but now you can see a little bit closer. So I have this one here, and that is 3 1/8 by 5 3/8. I have a layer of basic white. That one is inside the card, and it's layered on top of the Misty Moonlight with the snowflakes. This one is 3 by 5 3/8. So that will go down here. Now I'm going to show you the difference between this one and this one. So this one, I put the layer of Lost Lagoon, which is like my Mossy Meadow layer, straight onto the backing, and the white piece on here. With this one, I did not want to hide all of this pretty DSP. I wanted to be able to see both of them. This is my favorite pattern in that Winter Meadow DSP. It is in low inventory if anybody local is needing it, or if you are long distance and you want this paper and you want to add it to your order, it's on low inventory, so don't miss out on that one. It actually will stick around, so it will come back, but if you want it for Christmas crafting, this would be your time to get it. But that's too pretty to hide, so I didn't want to put these layers right behind here. I placed them on this section here. With this one, you'll see this when I cut the DSP for you. The back of this piece is all fish patterned. It is from the Go Fishing DSP, And I didn't want to see that on the inside of my trucking along card. So I placed the detail, like the matte layer, I attached it right to the back of the DSP. So that's the main difference between the two. And depending on what you're creating, you can choose to swap that out if you would like to. Okay, so we're going to cut the DSP first, and then I will show you the rest of the card. Or I won't necessarily cut it. I have a piece here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this came from I should make sure it's the right name, Let's Go Fishing, not just Go Fishing. But you can see this paper was 12 by 12. So one of the nice things about this fold is you get really efficient use out of your DSP, whether you're using 6 by 6 or whether you're using 12 by 12. This starts off with 3 by 6. And we just trim off the smallest little piece of this. Otherwise, the rest of it goes to really good use. When I did this card with that class on Saturday, that was one of the tips that I shared with them, is that card and this card both make really efficient use of your paper. These strips are 1 by 2. They're just 2 different patterns and alternating directions. So one's this way, one's that way, one's this way, one's that way. So with this also, you get very efficient use out of your DSP. Okay, so I had pre-cut a strip 3 inches wide, and then I've already used 1 6-inch strip. So I have a 6-inch strip left. Just put that paper back. Okay, so that is the DSP. We'll put that aside for the moment. And we are going to stamp this truck. Okay, so don't mind this. I just got to flip this over. I apologize. I'm using the Stamparatus, which is no longer available. Hopefully you have a stamp aligning tool and you don't mind seeing this tip, but I am going to pick up that truck. I actually don't really need the Stamparatus for this part because this part doesn't need repeat stamping, but so with that in mind, I'll actually just take this off of there and I'll use the Stamparatus for the next part. We were using it when we were doing another project, so that's why it's handy. All right, so this is just colored that way because I have been stamping a lot of red trucks, but it doesn't affect it. I just want to make sure there isn't any red left on there before I stamp my next project. Okay. So we've got that on there. We're going to ink that up with Balmy Blue. So we've got that inked. It's hard to tell because it's got that red staining behind there, but it is inked up with Balmy Blue. Now I have Cajun Craze. And what I'm going to do here is just dab a dauber onto the Cajun Craze and then dab this along here. So I'm just dabbing it along the bottom of the truck where you see those rust lines. Then just take my white and stamp that. There we go. So now we have this rusty looking Balmy Blue truck. And I picked Balmy Blue because I didn't want to go with navy and I didn't want to go with Misty Moonlight. Balmy Blue is also in the DSP pack, so that's why I chose that color. And next, I'm going to give this a punch. And then I'll show you guys how I stamped the outline and the wheels. So I've been madly stamping lots of trucks. If you're attending my crop, you may have some guesses as to what you'll be getting on your swag. So it was kind of necessary to come up with a strategy to align my stamps. So what I did here, you can see that they were helping here with this. So now I just need to rotate this back. Just ignore that I have other stamped images on here. I'm going to move this to a new spot because I need to realign this. So I don't want to go with that old spot there. I'll go right here. So you guys will have to envision that this is a clean mat, okay? The other side is worse. So I'm not going to do that one. So we're going to flip this face down. Put my magnet down there so I can pick that up. Okay. And I'm just magneting this sheet down here so that it doesn't lift. I want to keep it in place as much as possible. So we will ink up the outline. This is just making our initial placement. So now I have an outline here. So with this outline that I just punched my truck out of, I'm going to align that around the truck, make sure it's centered, and then I'll magnet this in place. Now, I punched out this truck that I just stamped for you guys. So now I want to place that in this negative space there. With that in place, I can re-ink my truck. What blue DSP did you use on the truck card you posted earlier this week? That is the Go Fishing. I will double check for you. So now let's go fishing. I keep calling it Go Fishing, but it's the let's go fishing. All right. So now I have the outline perfectly aligned around my truck. So you can see with this one here, sorry, my computer just made a noise. There's a little bit of discrepancy in my stamping. When I did my swaps, I did not use the Stamparatus. I should have, but I didn't. I didn't think about it with those. I don't know why, but I didn't. So anyhow, that's how you can get those aligned. So if you just stamp the colored portion first, punch them all out, and then just keep popping them into this background, you will get that outline stamped perfectly pretty much every time. So if that helps you use your stamp and punch images and even your stamp and die images, hopefully you guys can use that tip. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. This is not just two-step stamping, there's even more. So what I'm going to do next is just line up these tire fillers. I just have to, before I do that, don't you guys think this looks like eyes? I feel like I need to stamp that on a circle and make some kind of smiley face or something. But every time I look at this, it looks like eyes staring back at me. Okay, so we're going to line this up. I'm trying to do this without completely getting my head in your way. I'm just going to pull it a little closer to me first so that I can line it all up. Okay, so I have now lined this up. Can you see that? I've lined up that little tire filler in the image that I previously used. And now I just want to pull this plate out, flip it over, and then I'm going to pick that up. So I do actually, I want to move this here so that I can see what I'm doing. So if I want to use this outline again, now I have to reline it all up because I want to be able to see where this is. I should have grabbed a second plate, but that's okay. This, you guys will still get the idea what I'm showing you. Yeah, me too, Linda. It is such a useful tool. This Stamparatus is not going anywhere. Okay, so Ramona, remind me to answer that question for you. What blue DSP did you use on the truck card? So that's this one. And I'll just show you here. It is the Let's Go Fishing DSP. I use this pattern with that on the back. And like when we get into making the card, you guys will see, you don't want that on the back. I mean, those are cute for something else, but not for this card. Unless you're giving this to someone who's also a fisherman or fisherwoman, then, you know, it might work for you, but okay. So now I've inked up those little eyeballs or tire fillers. There we go. So now we've got the tires filled, the outline on there, and the truck body. So it's super quick. If you've got a bunch of these to do, or if you're using any other stamp and punch or stamp and die set that you've got to do multi-step stamping, or even just single step. In Sandy's class and also on Saturday, we are stamping this little gingerbread man. It's just one step. There's more steps, but you don't need you don't need to be so precise with lining it up to a die cut. But because we want to line up this gingerbread man to our die cut pieces, we're going to use the Stamparatus to do that on Saturday as well. It's just a lot faster for them to already have their die cuts ready and then just pop them in the Stamparatus. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully somebody has learned something new today. And then now I can just color with my light smoky slate. I'm just coloring in the rest of the, I guess that would be the hubcaps, right? And then a little bit of the trim on the car and a little bit in the steering wheel. So there we go. Now the car is ready, or the truck is ready to go. I love that. So Linda is the one, she sent me a card with a truck very similar to this and this background like that. And I had to do that. So now I forgot my circle. So I will be right back. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right, sorry about that. So I have now for this background here, I have Grassy Grove. Thank you, Linda. Linda also, she had the trees behind there. So she was very quick at answering me to tell me what tree stamp she used. And it's not handy either. I'm just striking out here. It is this one here, if you can find that one. And the little to you and yours too is out there on a block. We've got like projects going everywhere here right now. Tis the season, right? Okay, so I have a scrap sheet and a sticky note and my Mossy Meadow ink, and Ryan has just gone to help me find the stamp because for some reason it's not here. There's like Christmas projects, lots of classes, new product, all kinds of things everywhere. So thank you guys for sticking around here. While he's looking for that, I'll show you what I did with the DSP. How about that? So we'll move back to stamping in just a moment. And I'll show you guys how I assembled this. This might be slightly different than how Linda did hers. This was just following an example and figuring it out. So if you were doing this card, you would want to be careful which direction the DSP is going. So I have a 1/2 inch flap up at the top. So I had to make sure that I went 5.5 inches up from the bottom and scored at this end because I wouldn't want the trees facing the wrong way and end up upside down. With this one, it doesn't really matter because this pattern is going to be the same either way. And I'm not going to see the fish on the inside because I'm going to hide it with that green Mossy Meadow piece of cardstock. So for this one, it doesn't really matter. I just need to make that score line on either end. So I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to put this end here to the 1/2 inch mark there, or this end to the 5.5. Either way, it works out the same. And then I want to make sure that I'm not using my cutting blade. I'm using my scoring blade. So we're going to score that there. So I have a 1/2 inch, whoopsie. Sorry, we've got that there. I just used it to stamp the sample out there of that tag. So it should be out there. All right, now I'll show you this again. This flap is behind the Misty Moonlight piece. So I am going to, I need that. And then it's the tree stamp that I need to use with it. It's on a block that is like this size. Already on a block. Okay, so I have folded that flap like this. I'm just going to center that on the Misty Moonlight layer, the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece. And I'm going to glue that down. So I'm just gonna not just take for granted that you know what I'm doing. I should explain that. So I have that lined up, this flap at the back. I'm gonna place that down like this. And then we're gonna just tombow. So just put a little bit of tombow on the back of that flap and then fold this down and burnish that in place. Okay. So that's that. Now I have this little bit left over here and we don't want that, but I find it's easier to just cut it at the 6, score with a 1/2 inch, and then place it down and trim off whatever is extra. Maybe you didn't even have that big of a piece here. Maybe you made your smaller, maybe you went with something else, a bigger card. So if you just leave that the length that it is and then flip over and trim, I find that to be the easiest way. Plus then sometimes, you know, when you make a score line, you might be a little bit off in how it folds around the paper. So it's easier to just do this and trim off the extra, in my experience anyway, but whatever way you find easiest for you, there is no wrong way. So now I'm using the cutting blade and I can just trim off that little bit of extra. And now that will run straight to the bottom of my cardstock. You learned something new. Which part did you learn, Lena? Let me know. I love it when you guys learn something new. The tip with lining things up in your Stamparatus, I showed them that last night because we used that with our cards last night at Christmas Card Club. And that was new to somebody. So that was awesome. I love it when that happens. So now we've got this all cleaned up and ready to go on the Night of Navy layer. So I've got a thin reveal all the way around. So now I can just tombow that one down too. The rusty truck. Oh, that's awesome. I thought it was so cute. As soon as I got that card in the mail, I sent Linda a picture. This is beautiful. How did you do this? She's awesome. Okay, so now that is glued down. Now I pre-stamped this one here. That greeting is from the Trucking Along bundle. So this one here, I will glue down in a minute, but first I'm going to glue this one. So I'm going to take my, I keep wanting to call it Misty Moonlight, but it is Mossy Meadow. So these alliterations get me sometimes. But first I want to show you, if I line this up to the top of my Misty Moonlight here, you know, when you prep layers ahead sometimes and then you go to put them together, sometimes there's a little bit of a discrepancy from one piece to another. I like to clean my layers as I go. So you can see here, my Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow is a little bit too long for the Misty Moonlight. These are all tongue twisters. So I want to take off just a little hair of this Mossy Meadow before I glue it down. So I keep my trimmer handy, and then that way I can just clean up that little bit before I assemble. And in the end product is just that much tidier. So I'm just taking off a little hair of that. Now, usually I would use my guillotine cutter, but it's being used in the other room. So I don't have it handy. So now I can go ahead. You can see that little hair that I took off. So it's just enough that this should be better lined up now. There we go. So now it lines up and I can go ahead and get this ready. And glue this down. I may have to use, I'm going to go grab the guillotine cutter because I can't get a clean enough cut on that one. So hang tight. I'm sorry to do this to you guys. Okay, we are all super confused. We cannot find the tree stamp, but I will see what I can improvise with. I'm going to clean this up. Now that should be ready to go. And if you can think of, if you guys are, obviously you're stampers, if you're familiar with the product, and just put this away. My stamp is missing from here because I was using it. So if you can think of another stamp that would work in place of this one, comment and let me know. I cannot find that one. I just used it and I need it for my weekend, but I just used it this evening and none of us can find it anywhere. It is probably stuck to the back of something. It's on a block though. So if you can think of a tree stamp, I am here. I'm just out of view looking at my stamps to see if I can come up with one that might work. The one that I can think of, oh, here, Forever Forest. Let's see if that would work. And that might have to be our choice. So whoever gets this card may get one slightly different. How do you feel about that? So I think that Forever Forest will work better than Horse and Sleigh. So I will use this one in place of this one here, but I can still show you pretty much the same technique. So I'm going to swap this out. I'm going to use this one here. Forever Forest saved the day. I don't put my stickers on the back. I don't know about you guys, but I don't often put them on. Sometimes I will if it's for an event and it's kind of important that they have them, but for the most part, I don't. So we are going to put this one on here and I'm going to move this out of the way. I apologize. I left my glue with no lid on it while I left abruptly to go find the cutter and my stamp. We'll be on a mission after this. So for this, I have a scrap sheet. This part is important here. And I have my circle. This is from the Stylish Shapes. So I am going to tape this down. I'm using a sticky note as a mask. And I'm just masking off that bottom portion. Now I'm going to ink up my trees with Mossy Meadow. When it's a larger stamp like this, I usually like, I'm sorry for the camera shake, I usually like to put the stamp face up and then place my ink onto the stamp. So now I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to overlap the sticky note with this one here. So when I stamped with the one from Grassy Grove, I had to stamp multiple times because the image is smaller. So it's just a narrower stamp, whereas this one I was able to do that whole set in one stamp. So I had to ink up, stamp off, and then I stamped on the edge. So then I inked up again, stamp off, I stamped in the middle. Then I inked up again, stamped off, and stamped on the side. And that was how I got that look behind the truck there. So hopefully that makes sense. Now this time I was able to get all of those in one, but do you know what I'm going to do is there is another single tree here. I'm actually going to add that in. So I will add in between these gaps here. We're going to do a little bit more stamping. May as well. We'll make that a full forest there. Okay, so I'll just do the same thing as I did with my original sample. I'm going to ink up. Sorry, you get a little bit of shake. Stamp off. And then fill in here. And then this forest will be a little more full. And I'm staggering the height. I'm not going all the same height. So I like that better now. It's a little bit more full and you don't get that gap in between. Is your stamp on a Stamparatus plate? It's not. I don't know where we put it. It's on a D block. It's on one of these. So it'll be there somewhere. We have so many piles of different things being prepped and made and that kind of stuff. It's been a marathon the last few weeks. I'll have to post my gifts that I made for my team for last week. We had Team Appreciation Friday, and then we had on stage on Saturday. So I made all kinds of swag for them. And there's been lots of different piles of things in various stages of prepping. So anyhow, now that one is a little bit more full. So now I can carry on with the next step. Now, I know I had, there it is. Things go missing here, right? So now with this one here, look at that. I think that looks amazing with that stamp set. So if you don't have Grassy Grove and you have this one, I think that forest looks really nice. So Forever Forest is the one that I used for that. And it has a coordinating set of dies. This one's in the holiday catalog and it's actually carrying over. If you guys want to know the scoop on what's carrying over, what's not, what will be on sale, my hope is to go live for you guys on Sunday to do a catalog walkthrough. I will just quickly tell you guys how I stamped the tree. This is pre-done here. So the tree is also from Trucking Along. I stamped the outline with Mossy Meadow, and then I stamped the filler with Mossy Meadow, and then they are fussy cut. So that's how the little tree was done. This is going to tuck in the back of the truck there. And here I am again. I feel so bad. I keep having to leave you guys. I forgot to bring in the little, actually, I thought I brought it at the beginning. So let me just check. I did not. I brought the greeting, which I set down in my travels here. But I need to grab the little line that goes under the truck here. See how there's that little line there? I need to just go and grab that one. Feel like a little bit of a hot mess here today. Okay, so we have this one is from Trucking Along. It is the little shadow that goes underneath the bottom. This To You and Yours Too, or To You and Yours, it is from Marius Trees. So if you are doing the Marius Trees Christmas card club with me, you will have that in that set there. And then these are the tree images from the Trucking Along. So I could actually stamp one for you guys just so you see what I'm talking about in terms of how I was able to get that image. I won't fussy cut it. There's no point in that because I have one all ready to go. But this is just the tree outline and the tree filler. So you stamp that outline first, and then you can just fill it in. So there you go. And then unfortunately, there's no punch or die for this one. So that is a fussy cut that you've got to do for that one if you want to have it cut out. All right, so we'll put Mossy Meadow away. And for the little lines underneath the truck, I used Pebbled Path. I love this color. I think these new in colors are just so pretty. So I'm going to use my truck as a guide. Just to see where to stamp that. So I'm going to go just a little bit below. You know what? I stamped that off first. So I'm going to just stamp off here. I don't want that to be so bold. And we're going to stamp that there. There we go. Now we can dimensional this if we want to, or we can stamp first. So I'll stamp that greeting first. We're going to put the Pebbled Path away, or get it out of the way so we don't end up with an arm in it. So ink up to you and yours. And this will just fit. You gotta pull this a little bit closer so I can see what I'm doing. And this will just sit between where the tires will go. There we go. So it's like the perfect size to fit between those tires. Now we can dimensional that little truck there. Don't you guys love that forest behind it? I think it's adorable. Thank you, Linda, for sending me that card and sharing that idea. Linda is amazing. She makes such fun cards. So I'm going to attach this with dimensionals. And I'll just use a full one. That probably knocked my block off the table and sent the stamp flying somewhere. So dimensionals on the back. And then that's placed right there. Now I'm going to trim off just a little bit of this white. I don't need that much to tuck underneath, and I've got a dimensional there. And if I had that much, it might butt into the dimensional. So I'm just going to tuck that tree right in there. So now that's our feature layer. What do you guys think? I love the forest behind there. So now we've got all that stamping done, and we can finish up this assembly. So bring that back in view for you. All right, so here we are. Now I want to, awesome, thanks, Lena. Now what I'm gonna do here is line up, now that I've got that little bit that was at the top trimmed off, I am going to line up the top of the mossy meadow, just centered within or beyond the DSP panel. So I want equal spacing left on this side and this side, so that when I glue this and fold it back down, it will have an equal mat on either side. So I'm just using this right here as my guide for the placement of this. I can see that that is, I feel like it's nicely lined up. So I'm going to hold this in place. And I'm going to put some Tombow on the back of this fish paper, because for me, I don't want to see that fish. If I didn't care about the fish pattern, or it was a really pretty pattern I wanted to see, like on this card, then I would just glue this mossy meadow down to here. But I want to hide this DSP. So now I can just take this and glue that down. There we go. So now I have the mossy meadow on either side, just peeking through. And on the inside, that fish DSP is hidden. And we don't see it other than this little bit here. So that is that layer. Now we can just flip that back up again. And we're going to use this panel here. I'm going to just press that down there too, so that it's nicely adhered. Now we're going to use that little panel right there as our guide to place this one. So same thing, I'm going to just glue this. And then I want to line it up with the DSP right at the top there. And there we go. So now when we close this, it will hide the white, and we still have that little reveal of mossy meadow, and we don't see the fish on the inside. Again, if you were giving this to somebody who also likes to go ice fishing, you could totally leave that fish DSP, and I think it would be really fitting. So depending on who you're giving the card to. I know some of you want to recreate this card, so I wanted to be able to show the people who got it in the swap how to make it, and then also make it easier for those of you who might be making it at home, be able to create it as well. So I now have this little feature layer all ready to go, except for the linen thread, but I don't need to do that just yet. So I'm going to dimensional this little circle. I want to make sure that my dimensionals don't go beyond where the mossy meadow is, otherwise it'll take my card shut. So I'm just going to flip this upside down, and then this way I can see that I'm not going past that area. There we go. So this is about an inch, maybe slightly more up from the bottom. There we go. So now that is dimensional in place. And then I have a linen thread bow. I have already tied one. So if you would like a chance to win this card, I have some other draws to catch up on. Last week and the week before were just absolutely bonkers, but with all the prep that there was to do. But if you would like to win this card, you can share this video and then just come back and comment that you shared. I can see the number of shares. I just can't necessarily see who shared. So you'll have to comment to let me know that you did so that I know to enter you in the draw. And I will, it is Thursday. So if you share before Sunday at 9, then I will count your name in the draw. So I just have a little glue dot. There's a linen thread bow there and it's on a little glue dot. And I am just going to place that kind of where the tree and the back of the truck meet. So it's just right there. And aside from that, I have the rustic metallic adhesive backed dots. So I will use a couple of these. And I used one large. My paper piercer is being used in the other room too. So all of my little fancy tools are not handy. So a large one. This is a slippery little sucker. There we go. And a small one. There we are. So I'll bring that closer so you guys can see too. Get that out of the way. So there we are. That has just a couple of little gems. The theory is that you should use odd numbers and make a triangular pattern so that your eye is kind of pulled all around the project and you're not just kind of left wandering. So I treated my bow like the third one in the triangle. So sometimes you can substitute out whatever the embellishment is. It doesn't necessarily have to be 3 of the same one. You can use something else to anchor that in as well. So that is my swap card. Thanks for sharing, Paulette, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like that. Thank you, Linda. I see you're still here. So thank you for your inspiration. I loved your card. I think Linda used Azure Afternoon with Cajun Craze for hers, and it was so pretty. I'll see if I have it handy right here. I do. You guys are going to love this. So here is Linda's card. Isn't that so pretty? And it looks like she blended some color behind here too. And these trees may be Lost Lagoon. Is that right, Linda? But isn't that so pretty? I love how she paired it with this DSP. I didn't have enough of this DSP to do all of my swaps with it. So I had to come up with something. I knew I wanted to use her idea of this here. And I wanted to use this center flap card. I was thinking I would use this DSP, but then I didn't have enough to do 17 cards. So I came up with this one. I tried a variety of different DSP, and this was the one I settled on. So it's gorgeous with this, I think, anyway. And then she did this fun fold. So it folds out like that. So you tuck that circle back in the frame there. But isn't that cool? And look how nice and bold that Azure Afternoon is. It just didn't go with this color scheme for me, but I love how it looks with this. So hopefully that gives you guys another idea. If you have the in colors and you don't have like the last, you know what, Azure Afternoon is not an in color. It is one of the new revamped colors, but maybe you've been doing one of those new color clubs and you have it. Linda's is, so Colette, this is the, oh gosh, it's from the online exclusives. I'll show you that DSP. It is, if you don't have it, you are going to love it. Okay. You guys might just have to hang tight for one more second. It is worth seeing this paper. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay, if you're still here, this paper is called One Horse Open Sleigh. It is gorgeous. It's in the online exclusives, but it can be added to any type of order. If it's something you're interested in, I can add it to my order tonight. This one's being expedited, so it will be here early to mid next week. This paper is so, so pretty. So this one here is one of them. This DSP just does the work for you. And then this on the back, I used this with something lemonade or strawberries or something like that earlier in the year. I can't remember what I used it with. And then we're using it with the gingerbread from Sending Cheer. This little guy, that gingerbread man, we're using this paper with that on Saturday at my all-day crop. So that paper, this is one of my favorites in the whole pack, and it kind of kills me to use the red on the back because I also love the red, but that cabin is just so sweet. Then it's got this nice red pattern here and these trees. Show you one of each. This one here, look at that fox. It's 6 by 6, then that nice wood grain. So 6 by 6, I think it's $17. And we've got this nice neutral. And then these. There have been so many beautiful cards done with this paper. I love that one too. And I love this Misty Moonlight on the back. I'm a sucker for DSP. And there's this, oh, Mossy Meadow. And that cute deer. I believe that this paper is in stock at the moment. And then there's this one here. I love the back of this one. I love stripes and I love Misty Moonlight. So, and look at this one. I've seen a lot of samples where they've just let the DSP truly be like the focal point of the card. This one's really pretty. This one looks really neat with beachy stuff too. We can pretend that it's beach season. There's this one. And then this, that's gorgeous. They're really soft looking in real life. And then another red with this scene on the back. So this paper is so pretty. There is also, this reminds me of the Meadow DSP that is now in the online exclusive with spring themed scenes on it. They are so pretty too. Yeah, I don't have them handy at the moment, but I won't make you guys wait another time while I run off to go get something. So yeah, Linda, this paper is so, so pretty. So Paulette, if you look at that, it's so pretty. This looks like scenes right out of Manitoba. Paulette, you probably have a scene like this, like right around where you live, don't you? It's just I love this for where we live. All right, so that is that DSP. If you need to add anything to my order that is going in tonight, you are welcome to do so. I do have a promotion running as well with this. I sent it out by email and it is also posted on my Facebook page. The sale ends just after midnight our time. So I will be up and working on things. So feel free to still message me if you want to get in on that order, or you can use the host code and order online as well. And you'll still get counted in for my promotion. You can always expedite your own order as well. But if you want to tag along on the one that I have going in that I'm already paying for expediting, you're welcome to do that. So sounds great, Paulette. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I hope that you liked the sneak peek of new product. Thank you all so much too for your kind words about being selected for the artisan design team. That means a lot. I will go comment on those still. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to comment and congratulate me. That means a lot. And it's a huge honor to be selected to be on the team. So hopefully I can inspire you guys over the next year. Our term starts, I'm just going to remove the spotlight. Our term starts in January. We will get our first box of product soon. And then we will get to start creating, and you guys will see our creations in January. So do follow along with this year's artisans. They still have a couple of months to share projects with you guys. They are amazingly talented. They're some of my favorite designers. Of course, like I'm sure most of us see their projects on social media and are inspired by them. And yeah, so I look forward to that. Thank you guys for checking out my unboxing. I hope that that product inspired you. And thanks for sticking around for the card. Hopefully you guys will create this. And just for some fun, I'll post a challenge with this one. So if you use the product, the fold, or any of the techniques that I showed you guys, then come back. I'll give you guys longer for the creative challenge, and I will still go back and do the draw for the last creative challenge. But I'll give you a full week for this one. So if by next Thursday you create something with the fold, maybe the stamping technique with the truck, or these products, then come back and add a photo. On tomorrow, I'll post a photo of this one with the creative challenge wording on it. And then you can come back and add it there, and I'll count you in on the draw for something fun. I'll decide what it will be, but I'll pick something fun to send you in the mail. All right, I better go back to my helpers. They're helping me get ready for the weekend, and I will update you guys on what time I will do the catalog walkthrough of the holiday catalog and what's retiring and what the discounted prices will be. So you can grab your book and follow along with me and mark it up so that you know what's staying, what's going, and what's on sale. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Good night.